Welcome to episode 23 and a half of the Gilded Troll Plays Odyssey of the Dragonlords. Today we're playing the adventures of Mr. Nibbles. This is Luke. I'm Ian. We're the only players today because Luke is going to be playing... Hey, Joey bought a room with the Gilded Troll. Thank you for 13 months. 13 straight months. 13-month streak. Congratulations. You're a Gilded Troll. Just as soon as this alert goes away, you can see that Luke is going to be playing Mr. Nibbles, whose race is Squirrel, and whose class is Homunculus 1/8.
Yeah.
For those of you who are really, wait, Echo. We have an Echo?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I don't like Echo. Echo? No? We're good? Okay. Producer is telling me I'm good. Hey, we got cheerspiration from Andy. For me. Thanks. Andy gives me way too much cheerspiration. Yes, Mr. Nibbles is a homunculus servant. He is the homunculus servant of Remir, the character that Luke plays in Odyssey of the Dragonlords. And at the end, or near the end of episode 23 of Odyssey of the Dragonlords, Remir sent his homunculus servant down a tunnel way into the... that's our radiator. I can't do anything about it. Sent Mr. Nibbles down into a tunnel deep into the earth with instructions to figure out what's down there and report back. And then we said sometime during the next session that, Mr. Nibbles returned at some point, and we'll find out what he learned when we get to the Adventures of Mr. Nibbles. And now we're here. We're doing the Adventures of Mr. Nibbles. So, Luke, Mr. Nibbles, sorry, I should refer to you by your character name from now on. You're flying down this tunnel because you have repulsor boots, of course. Is there a repulsor on your tail for stabilization?
No, he just spins it like cats do, so they always land on their feet.
Oh, okay. So he just throws his tail around for balance.
Yeah.
Got it. So you're flying down this tunnel, and as described before, the tunnel is kind of winding and wending and sort of spiraling downwards. And if I recall correctly, when the group of heroes went down this tunnel, you went for, it was either 10 minutes or an hour. I think it was an hour.
I think it was an hour, yeah.
You travel. I do remember that you traveled. No, actually, I think it was 10 minutes because I remember it being half a mile traveled, and about 500 feet you delved downwards. Because it was like a 20% grade or something like that. And as you continue down this tunnel for honestly several linear miles, you make it down about probably about a mile to a mile and a half. Okay, we got a sub from Bear Force, and with that, we've got a hype train already.
A train? 3
minutes into the stream, we have a hype train. Thank you for the continued sub, Bear Force, and welcome back to the Gilded Troll. As you're flying through this tunnel, there appear to be branches off of the tunnel. What would be your decision-making process in terms of which branch to head down? Very loud!
Turn down the fucking TV!
I did. It was turned down. I just turned it down more. Oh god.
Follow the loud noises.
We just got 3 people giving gift subs. Thank you, Jordan, for the 1 gift sub. Thank you, A-Lot, for the 5 gift subs. Thank you, Last Lunar Flower, for the 1 gift sub. Thank you, Joey, for the 100 bits. We got cheerspiration for Mr. Nibbles.
Awesome.
And welcome to the Gilded Troll, Monkey Mel 15951, Boosway, DM Jeremy, Rudolph Movo, Screamo Goat, Anthony's Backseat Mother, and Captain Ken 2000. Welcome to the gifted sub. We also got a gift sub from Bear Force. Thank you for the gift sub, Bear Force, and welcome to the Gilded Troll, Blue Ace 052. Welcome to the gifted sub. It wasn't answered if I was allowed to give Mr. Nibbles a cheer, so if not, Gramps. You are allowed to give Mr. Nibbles cheers. I don't have them on screen because I didn't feel like figuring out like the whole like. It's just a static image up in that corner. I didn't feel like doing anything. Eventually, the notifications will stop. But yes, Mr. Nibbles is eligible for cheerspiration, and given the fact that he only has 15 hit points and 15 AC, he might need them. bits from Lady LaFay. Cheers, Bo, for Mr. Nibbles.
Thanks, everybody.
And we got Channel Point Redemption from Lethal Sandwich, also for Mr. Nibbles. And we got 1,500 bits from... Oh my god, eventually we'll get to play the game. We got 1,500 bits from Andy. An auto crit for me, because I definitely need one after stealing several. And we got... Last Lunar Flower subbed for the 2nd month. Welcome back, Lunar Flower. And then we got Channel Point Redemption for a Take 20 for Mr. Nibbles. I'm caught up now.
Oh god.
So when we stop hyping, we can play, yeah. Well, the problem is every time you hit a new level of Hype Train, the timer resets to 5 minutes. So it's like, okay, eventually it'll end.
Yeah.
As we were saying, what would be your decision-making process when following these branching tunnels?
Probably I would check as soon as I get to a branch, I would check the most worn area and see if I can follow anything, like if it would be more traveled and follow that path. Okay.
So on the topic of being traveled, we're just catching up on notifications at this point. The last time that you were in this tunnel, and you only traveled half a mile into it, you were following the tracks of what turned out to be an Arcanoloth. And I think it was Remir who was able to identify them as an Arcanoloth, and the tracks went down and then back up. As Mr. Nibbles is traveling down this tunnel, he's able to follow these tracks for about 1.5 miles. So about half an hour into the tunnel. And they ignore quite a few branching paths, but eventually the tracks just turn around. You reach the end of the tracks. It appears that it came down and then decided to turn around. Whereas previously you had no idea which way it came first.
Were there any other steps going in different paths in different directions as I was following, or was it primarily just the Arcanoloths?
So the Arcanoloth appears to be the only thing that wasn't trying to hide its tracks. Okay. But why don't you go ahead and roll survival to see what may have tried to hide its tracks?
We don't have anything active, so I don't need to do it on like D&D Beyond.
No, we don't. I didn't put that up. This is a very, very simple layout.
Yeah. So we are doing survival, which is a wisdom.
Oh, the main reason I didn't put Roll20 rolls on was because I knew that rolling for extras is a pain in the dick with Beyond 20.
Yeah.
So I knew it would be very difficult. And I think Mr. Nibbles has a +0 wisdom.
Yep, but I rolled a 17, so 17.
Okay. So, hey, A-Law donated $5. Thanks, A-Law. And, oh god, I can't read it. For Mr. Nibbles to whatever he needs to do. Thanks, A-Law. So let me just pull something up and see, let me see what kind of, feat this thing has. So you are able to see, 4-toed footprints in significant numbers on the walls and ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
I lied, not the ceiling, just the walls. Okay. It appears that something has crawled across the walls and ceiling, but it appears that the 4 feet have something akin to thumbs.
About how big could I gauge based on
About human-sized.
Okay. Does it? This is getting a little bit like greedy with it, but does the footsteps of the Arcanoloth stop, or like does he rest at any location? It seems like to indicate that he saw them, or was it at a different? Does it seem like it was just 2 different times that they would pass through the area?
Seems like they were 2 different times. The Arcanoloth's tracks seem to indicate that he traveled for about half an hour and then gave up and turned around.
Okay.
So would you want to follow those tracks on the walls as you're following these branching tunnels?
They were completely separate, so yeah, I guess. I'm guessing the Arcanoloth just went the wrong way. I'm hoping he did.
Okay. So yeah, like and that actually brings up a good point. The Arcanoloth's tracks and these unknown tracks actually diverge at some point. So presumably you would follow the Arcanoloth tracks and then backtrack and then follow these other tracks that seem to go deeper. And you follow them. And they delve significantly. Over the course of about 3 hours, you're able to follow them deep beneath the earth, about 2 miles down, and something like 10 miles horizontal. It's a good thing that Mr. Nibbles is a construct, and I'm guessing immune to exhaustion.
Yeah.
He is immune to exhaustion. There we go. I have his stat block up just in case, because I know between the two of us we'll get it right.
Oh, or between the two of us we'll fuck something up.
Yes, sure. So yeah, after about 3 hours, you reach what appears to be a natural conclusion of the tunnel, were it not for the hole in the floor. And I mean, it's not like it strikes you as a hole in the floor and not just the tunnel bearing down. Mostly because you see light emanating from this hole in the floor at the end of the tunnel.
What kind of light? Just like normal?
So it's kind of a pale blue, slowly shimmering light. Are you gonna approach it and sort of peer over and see what you can see?
First, I want to look past it. Is there like, does the path continue past it, or does it look like this was like the end of a roundabout and then it just someone dug down?
So at this point, I'm kind of assuming that you're just noticing this hole as you turn around a corner. So you're 100, 200 feet away from it, so you literally cannot see past it. But it doesn't seem like there's a solid wall immediately past it. The tunnel does continue at least a little bit, but your dark vision only goes 60 feet.
Yeah. And the tracks are still on these walls as well, right?
Yep.
All right, yeah, then I'll continue.
So as you continue closer to it and you get within 30 feet of this hole, your dark vision reveals that 30 feet past the hole there's a wall, and it looks like the tunnel has actually collapsed.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll creep up to the edge and peer down.
Okay. So just little squirrel feet creeping over to the edge. Clank, 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 clank.
It's mithril though, so it doesn't make any noise.
Oh, yeah. It does not give you disadvantage on stealth.
Yeah.
Would you like to be stealthy as you creep up?
I mean, I'm good at that, so yeah, let's try it.
All right.
We have efficiency and stealth, yes. So that is...
The squirrel got big boots.
+6. I used...
Whoa, that die is loud.
I'm glad I didn't say anything. 26.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I crit.
Okay. So are there any lights on your suit at all? Iron Man usually, he's got this glowing chest piece. Does Mr.
Yeah,
Nibbles...
I'm assuming that like where his repulsors are, there's like LEDs or something around.
But like when he puts his feet against the floor, like you can't see it.
Yeah.
So if he like laid down and just sort of curled up, he'd be dark.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means that you notice before it notices you. You hear panting, sort of a heaving, and then a cackling as a pair of wet feet just sort of slap onto the ground behind you. And it's out of sight. It's too far for your dark vision.
Does it sound like it dropped from the ceiling or like the walls or something?
It definitely dropped, but where from?
I'm gonna like try and slowly like hover up to the ceiling and then try and get closer and see what it is.
Okay. And I'll keep your 26 stealth, cause fuck it. So as you get closer, you see a creature that Remir would recognize, but Remir is not here. And Mr. Nibbles was sent away before Mr. Nibbles met her, Granny Morta. So you just see this purple-skinned, horned woman in tattered robes, wounded, and sort of out of breath from exertion.
Uh, what is she? Is she just like? Does it look like she's going towards that hole, or did she
She's
just try?
leaning against a wall, breathing heavily, trying to catch her breath. You would know, Luke, that she has just fled from the heroes having destroyed her
Yeah.
coven. Mr. Nibbles knows none of this.
Um. Fuck. I'm gonna like go to the like just go until she's out. Go back to the hole, and I'm just
Okay.
gonna listen for a little bit. I'm not gonna go down the hole. I'm just gonna listen to see what kind of movements she's making or anything. I want to try and stay out of. I don't know what her vision is, but I know what mine is. So I'm gonna assume if she can't see me, I can't see her. She can't see me.
I'm gonna real quick look up her visions and determine whether or not that's true. Oh boy. So you're keeping her like 61 feet from you.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're just sort of huddled on the floor waiting.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that as a construct, Mr. Nibbles doesn't need to breathe.
No.
Okay. So like he can stay perfectly still, basically just go low power mode and just.
Yeah, pretty much. You learn from seeing Yasuna just sit there all during all the long rests.
So she literally just sits there leaning against the wall for about an hour. And you just hear her breathing slowly slow down, get less ragged, and she mumbles to herself, she mutters to herself. You can hear her cursing the names of your companions. I think it's pretty safe to assume what went down.
Yeah.
And she's just angry, but she's collecting herself.
Okay. The hole. How big is it? Can she fit through it?
Yeah, so the hole in the floor is about 10-foot diameter. And you would have noticed by now that the tracks on the walls, they go down into the hole.
Yeah. Does it seem like she was like setting anything up, or did it like she's just like actually just like heaving and just out of breath and just sitting
she seems like she's trying to stave off a crisis of, I guess, an existential crisis.
Okay.
Like she just very nearly died, and for an immortal being, that's a terrifying concept.
Yeah. I kind of want to go up and like see if I can take something off her person because she's distracted, but at the same time, like I don't want to.
You got proficiency in stealth.
Yeah. You don't have sleight of hand. We have small hands, so maybe that helps. Alright, when I saw her, did she have any bags or anything on her, or?
So she does. She does have a sack. She actually has 2 separate sacks tied to her waist.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it.
Alrighty. So go ahead and roll stealth to approach, and then sleight of hand to try and grab one of those bags.
Stealth to approach and sleight of hand. I'm gonna just go out the gate right now and use both take 20s on that.
Alrighty. So while she is distracted, you take advantage of her existential crisis, and you swipe one of the bags. Which one, left or right?
Left.
Alrighty. So let me just double check something. Where is it?
Have faith in me. I'm not gonna die this quick.
Okay. So you grab this bag and you abscond with it and presumably retreat back to the hole, 61 feet away from her, where you think she can't see you. And then what?
I'll crawl into the whole bag and see what's in it.
Crawl into the bag.
Yeah.
So inside of the bag, you find an eyeball covered in probably about a 1/4 inch of varnish. So it's just this clear, essentially golf ball sized eyeball inside of. It honestly feels like a resin kind of thing, like it's sort of a plastic, but it's literally an eyeball.
Did it seem like it was? She had both her eyes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll take the eyeball and then I'll go down the hole.
So you're just gonna carry this eyeball around?
Yeah.
Okay.
A flying eyeball. It'll be my distraction.
Alrighty.
Flying eyeball with a tail.
So as you pull this out of the bag and you decide to start running away, her attention snaps to you.
Oh shit.
And she just looks directly at you. And you're 61 feet away from her.
Mm-hmm.
Roll initiative.
Oh fuck. Oh god. I'm gonna use inspiration. Okay. That's not good. And that's a 15. What is it? Plus 2 dex, so 17.
You go first. What are you doing?
I am going down the hole. I am dashing.
Alrighty. So you make it down the hole, and as you crest the hole, which I will remind you, you've never even looked in yet. You just saw this sort of pale blue light coming out of it. As you fly into this hole, you hear her screaming every epithet in every language, and then you just hear a thunderous crack.
Uh-oh.
And then and you hear the tunnel collapse behind you.
Oh shit. Okay, well, this isn't gonna be a simple snatch and grab and get out.
Not so much, no. So she has collapsed the tunnel behind you with a thunder wave. And you stole her hag's eye.
Do I know what that is?
Roll Arcana. Hey, we got 1,500 bits from Ramber. I think Mr. Nibbles needs an auto crit.
I'm gonna go back and kill Granny Morta.
With your D4.
Yeah. I think giving me an auto crit is probably the worst decision ever. Because that's gonna make me do stupid things.
I was gonna say it depends on whether or not Amber watched the DM prep, but I banned you guys from watching the DM prep, so she didn't. So, yeah, things we got for Arcana.
Arcana, we got a whopping 5.
Whopping 5. Mr. Nibbles knows that it is an eyeball.
Sure, squeeze it.
I mean, it's covered in like a 1/4 inch of solid varnish.
Yeah, he still tries to squeeze it.
It's like a marble. It's a very big marble, and you're just gonna carry that the whole goddamn time, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I can trade it if I find somebody.
Are you on Roll20?
I am in the Roll20 Odyssey. Yes.
Cool. Perfect. So I'm gonna share some mood art.
Awesome.
So you got some mood art. So as you go down this tunnel, you see a stunning array of various mushrooms. What's that?
Can you show that one more time? I didn't.
Yep.
I guess. Oh, there we go.
Okay. You see a stunning array of a variety of fungal flora. You see that the source of the pale blue light is phosphorescent fungus growing all along this massive cavern. There are also an incredible variety of fungi. There are wave-shaped mushrooms growing on the walls. There are massive mushrooms at the bottom of this cave growing like trees. There are, in one direction, you can see plainly lit by evenly interspersed glowing mushrooms. You see these short blue mushrooms with a very dome-shaped cap. You know, your stereotypical mushroom shape.
Yeah.
Just dozens of kinds of mushrooms in this massive quarter-mile diameter cavern.
Okay. What are like the biggest size of mushrooms?
And I actually have a second mood art to share. As I just whoa, not that. Did not want to do that. It's just a description of the variety of fungi available here. I think I was supposed to wait until you like went down to the whatever. There's a lot of mushrooms.
That's cool. Those are some big ones, especially the green one.
Yep. Yeah, there's some big ass fucking mushrooms.
Okay.
Damn it. Where's Jordan?
What do you mean?
Big ass fucking mushrooms.
Whole ass mushrooms. All right. This. Does it look like there's a path without mushrooms?
There are a variety of paths leading from this cavern with and without mushrooms. So there are paths leading up, paths leading down, paths leading literally like down. There's there's a water source somewhere. You're not really sure where it comes from. It's kind of hidden by all the mushrooms. There's definitely water running through this cave.
I'm gonna take a minute and look for signs of life.
All right. So go ahead and roll survival. If only Mr. Nibbles had proficiency.
Yeah, well, 15's not bad.
Yeah. So there's definitely signs of. Okay, so if you're looking for signs of life, fungi everywhere. Those are alive.
Yeah, but
sentient life.
Sentient.
Okay.
Yes.
So the sort of field of blue dome-shaped mushrooms with these phosphorescent mushrooms interspersed between them honestly strike you as a farm of sorts.
Okay.
With that 15 survival, I'm actually gonna say that you can identify those blue mushrooms as blue caps, which function almost like grain in the Underdark.
Huh. Do I know what the Underdark is?
You do now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to follow whatever kind of path would lead to like some kind of ending of that farming area.
Okay. So you're giving up on the tracks that you were following all the way to this hole.
Oh shit! Yeah, those were on the walls though.
They were on the walls.
Yeah, actually,
I mean, you can fly.
Yeah, I'll stay on the walls for now. I'm gonna just do a survey around most of the area, but following where they go to as well.
Okay. All right. So as you follow those, you almost immediately lose sight of them. They seem to be trekking through fungi covered walls. In fact, there's this massive shelf of ripple bark. I don't know if Mr. Nibbles knows what it's called, but I know what it's called, and I'm going to show that off. There's this shelf of ripple bark of like wave-shaped mushrooms that just grow on walls, and it seems like they jumped off of the wall onto the ripple bark, and then from there the trail kind of goes cold. Mm-hmm. But maybe you can pick it up later. But what we're going to do now is, presumably, at this point, Mr. Nibbles wants to get the fuck out of the Underdark and go home. So
yeah, I guess this is what's down here. Yeah.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a skill challenge.
Okay.
So given this situation you're in, how would you like to proceed? Pick a skill, pick a thing you want to do, and I'll pick a skill for you. We're going to do 3 successes before 3 failures.
I guess we're gonna... trying to think. All right, I gotta stop
Trying
trying
to
to
think
think
of
like a
something
squirrel.
he's good at.
I'm trying to think of what a squirrel would do. I need to just think of what Mr. Nibbles would do because he has experience is not a squirrel.
Yeah.
Um, I guess he would just try to. Yeah, I mean, they worked to find a way down here, so try to find tracks or the most beaten path or whatever, and try and use that as a means to some kind of exit from the biggest, like the biggest exit, I guess, because
Mm. All
I'm
right.
assuming they had to use some kind of tools to farm this area.
All right. Go ahead and roll survival.
Mm.
You're just gonna keep rolling survival here.
I mean, he doesn't have anything that would be really good at anyway. I'm gonna use one of my cheer inspiration.
All right.
19.
Alrighty. So you aren't able to immediately pick up the tracks that you followed into this cavern, but you do pick up. I'm just gonna level you. They're Dwargar tracks. They're very clearly dwarven. I'm just gonna say you know that there are dwarves in the Underdark and that they're called Dwargar or Grey Dwarves.
Yeah.
You pick up those tracks, and presumably those would lead to some kind of civilization. Not necessarily above ground, but it's not here.
Yeah, if they're civilization, they might have some kind of trade above ground, so maybe they have a way out of the ground. So, and she had to be coming down here for some reason, so maybe she wanted to meet with them. So let's follow those tracks.
Alright. So I'm gonna open this. Alrighty. So as you are following these tracks, you continue, honestly, deeper into the Underdark. It's not immediately a bad idea because sometimes you got to go down to go up, but it is kind of circuitous, and it seems like this huge cavern with the farm is probably the only large cavern for a great distance around whatever city that you're headed to, because you don't see any other big caverns on the way there. What you do see is you see a cavern filled to the brim with massive clusters of glowing crystals. I got some mood.
Ooh.
Ooh. How would you like to proceed?
I don't think I've come across any crystals like this before, but I mean, if they were using the mushrooms for light, then why have crystals? So I want to look at these crystals.
All right, so you're gonna get closer to them and kind of investigate them.
Yeah.
All right. So as you get closer to the crystals, the one that you get closest to just shatters, and it shatters in a flash of blinding light. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, what the fuck? Con save. Does he? He does not. Yeah, I'll use it. I'll use a cheer inspiration.
All right.
Okay. That +1, so 14.
All right. So you're not blinded by the flash, but as the flash illuminates the entire chamber, you hear yelling coming from the far end of the chamber, and it's in a language you don't speak.
God damn it.
But they sound angry. What would you like to do? And this is now roll number 2 of the skill challenge.
Yeah, how tall is this cavern?
50, 60 feet.
Fuck. I guess I'll try to find like some kind of little crevice,
some side
like
tunnel or something.
No, I just meant in here. I want to see what these people are, so I'm gonna try and find some kind of crevice that's like small and like, I guess away from the crystals, but like in some kind of rock formation and just hide in there.
Okay. So go ahead and roll perception to see if you can find a place to hide.
Right. Perception, we are good at that. So that is a +6. So I won't use cheer inspiration. Oh, 7.
All right. So you start looking around as fast as you can. That's going to be your first failure, which means that they find you before you can find a place to hide, and you hear the telltale sound of a crossbow loading. Roll initiative.
Oh my god. Don't shoot stuff that you don't know.
Oh god, okay.
Thanks to whoever is doing my cheerspiration. I'm gonna use one for initiative.
Okay. We did just get your inspiration from Jordan. All right. And they got a whopping 2 for initiative. So you go first.
Yeah, I got 11. So.
Yeah. Well, your mod is +2.
Yeah.
So you go first. They have spotted you, and there are 2 Dwergar loading crossbows.
Did they come from the entrance I came in, or from a different one?
A different one. One that you have not yet located.
Fuck. I guess I'm gonna go back out the way I came and head down the tunnel.
You're just gonna fuck right off.
Yeah.
Okay. So
it's kind of hard to like communicate with people who want to just like shoot you. I can't talk.
It's a little difficult, yeah. So you are faster than them. So yeah, having 1 initiative, they don't even get a shot off. And you just gone. So that's the fight. The fight was you rolled initiative and 1. I rolled a 2.
Great.
So you fuck right off, and you get the impression that going that way probably isn't going to work anytime soon because they're probably going to be on high alert. So you backtrack back to this main cavern, and where do you want to go now? What do you want to do?
Leaving from that main cavern to the direction that I went, that was an offshoot, or was that the direction that led to? The crystal cavern, was that what the offshoot from the main cavern led to, or was that an offshoot from the path leading from the main cavern?
That was the path that yeah. We did just get another cheerspiration from Josh Kent 08. You are just getting absolutely flooded with these.
Thanks.
And we got one from Panzerbjorn too.
There we go.
Thanks, Riley. You're at like 10 now, aren't you?
I am at 8. I've been using.
You've been using them pretty frequently.
Yeah.
So yeah. You're not allowed to use survival again.
Okay.
What would you like to use?
I would like to. Now that I know that those Dwergar are down here, I'd like to see how they generally think of how they generally build their cities in the Underdark that I know I'm in now, and try and think of how I would visualize it and map my route from that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll Intelligence Dwarvish.
Yeah. I'm gonna use inspiration.
Okay. I'm guessing I'm not guessing. I know you don't have proficiency in Dwarvish, so it's just an int roll. But I actually that's a thing that I learned recently, is that if you're trying to learn about the culture of a people, don't use just a generic history roll. Allow them to add their proficiency bonus if they know the language associated with that culture.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty good, because if you know the language, you know little nuances that they would use to describe.
Oh, Andy, this should be harder. Take any combo you want, Ian. Okay. I'm just gonna take a crit. I like crits.
Oh, you don't need a crit.
I don't need a crit, but I want a crit. Now I have 7. I mean, I did steal 2 of them from you guys last session, so
yeah.
That's
a 14.
Okay. So you remind me of what exactly you're looking for.
I was trying to since I know that they're Dwergar and I know that this is the Underdark, I was trying to map out in my head how they would build their civilization if this is their farming area, and that was a treasure type area, which how far out would the home area be? Okay.
So you definitely, now that you have a moment to think and breathe and relax, you get the sense that that crystal area wasn't any kind of treasure. There was just sort of a natural growth, likely between their farm and their home.
God damn it.
and you would know that if they were to have livestock, likely a arachnid in nature, it would be on the other side of the, or not necessarily on the other side of, but sort of branched out radially from their home. So, you know, the farm would be this way, and their livestock would be this way, and their garrison's another direction.
Well, I guess I would look for an exit in the direction that I think would be where their livestock would be, and also would lead around to where their home would be.
Okay, so you're going to try and find a way around. So around where they're definitely waiting for you.
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. So as you continue, awesome. So as you continue through the tunnel, you find a passageway that easily explains why the Dwargar do not head this direction. Because in the tunnel, it opens into a sizable cavern, definitely not that quarter-mile diameter cavern that you saw before, but 100, 200 feet across. And there is a ravine that runs the length of it, about 80 feet deep. And there's an 8-inch ledge on the side of it. And you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because you just fly right across.
Yeah.
But that explains why they don't go this way, because getting across that ravine and then putting a bridge across, like, why bother? There's another route. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But as you as you continue, in fact, as you fly over this ravine, almost as if on cue, you see a bright red glow, sort of ebb and flow from the bottom of this ravine. And it's pretty evident that it is in fact lava.
What? I know this is the Underdark. Is there lava in the Underdark?
I mean, you're deep beneath the earth. Lava is deep beneath the earth.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna hurry my way across then. And...
Fuck this shit. Keep going.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Is there any signs of like spider webs or anything on the ceiling, or?
Not here, no.
Okay. Any signs of anyone actually taking those paths across, like on the sides? Like you said, there was a little lip that you could.
Yeah, there's like an 8-inch ledge that you could potentially sidle over this ravine. No, it doesn't seem like anyone uses this cavern.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna leave the lava alone.
Okay, that seems wise.
Yeah.
So you continue past this cavern, and as you continue past this lava, you find that apparently the lava, it makes heat. It's very hot, and apparently there is water somewhere as a hot steam vent just bursts near your face. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Does he have? He's pretty good at those.
He's pretty good at those.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that a shot without inspiration. So that's a +6. Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, 23.
Oh my god. Okay. So normally you would, on a successful save, take half of the 7 fire damage, but you have evasion, so you don't give a fuck. You just sort of barrel roll around it.
Yeah, use that tail.
Because of that tail, you just throw the tail to the side, and your entire body goes with it. I don't think that's how that works. I think if you throw your tail that way, the rest of you goes the. I don't know. I don't really know how it works. I'm not an expert on aerodynamics. I think it's less aerodynamics and more gyroscopics. Like you throwing your tail to the side can't affect your center of gravity. Like, your center of gravity would move. So if you throw your tail to the side, the rest of you has to go the other way. Right? I don't know.
No, because, like, I guess
no,
you move your whole spine.
If you were in a vacuum, that would be true. But as you move your tail, you're pushing on air, and that actually pushes against you. So, yeah, okay. All right. You avoid it. You do not get hit by steam vents. And you find as you where is it? There it is. So as you continue forward, you find about a 60-foot diameter sort of hemispherical cavern. The floor is flat, I would say, but interrupted halfway across by a stream about 15 feet across. And it's a very calm... oh my god, calm rapid is the phrase coming to mind. That's calm... It's a calm... I don't know, calm flow. There we go. Jesus Christ. Words are hard. It's a very calm flow as it moves across the room from your right to your left. You have no fucking sense of direction at this point.
No.
And you can even see fish swimming in this stream. And in fact, I have a handout or a mood art for this. I think I do. Did I hit show? There it is. So as you can see, columns sort of dot the cavern, and rocks stick out of the water. And you're just in this kind of very different sort of ecosystem, where everything prior was mushrooms and harsh stone. It almost gives way to muddy dirt. It almost feels like an above ground cavern here.
Yep. I'm gonna not be in in the ceilings. I'm just gonna be hovering right off the ground. I don't trust up there.
Okay. So you're gonna say just above the water as you cross it?
Oh no, just above the ground until I get to the water. Then I'll go 10 feet above the water.
Okay. So just try to stay equidistant from water and ceiling. Just fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Fuck everything.
All right. So is it safe to say that you're trying to sneak across this cavern?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll stealth.
Okay. So I'm good at. So I'm not gonna use inspiration. Yeah. Fucking 25.
Jesus.
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
Alrighty. So you continue through this tunnel, and at this point, you based on your understanding of Dwerga, you started down here. You found the crystals here. You're expecting their home to be here, and you're trying to just sort of loop around this way.
Yeah.
But the caverns aren't being very nice to you, and you just keep going this way, and you're looking for a way to turn towards them, and you can't really find one.
What about the river?
But what you do find. As you get to this point where you're starting to get frustrated that the cavern isn't doing what you want it to, you notice those same tracks that you noticed on the walls, but this time they're on the floor.
In this same room that I'm in?
Past it.
Okay.
So yeah, as you continue down the tunnel, and you actually reach a T intersection, and you see that these tracks are headed from your left to your right.
Okay. Alright. So I would want to go right because they're tracks.
You also notice that these tracks are very fresh.
Shit. But the tracks that I followed down into here went towards, somewhat towards the room that I thought the crystals were in, but they disappeared before then.
Once you got into the big cavern, you completely lost the trail.
All right, I'm gonna go right where they came from.
All right. Where they came from or where they went?
Where they came from.
Okay. So as you head in that direction, it continues to it actually from this position it spirals downwards in a very tight uniform spiral.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the right way. I'm gonna go back.
Okay. So you just backtrack, fuck the spiral, go the other way.
Was it getting hotter as I was going down?
Does it get hotter?
Yeah, because it was like we saw lava down when
You
I
did
was
see lava, but that was like a half a mile that way.
Yeah, but like I don't want to just like end up in some random tunnel and just get shot with lava.
It does not seem to get any noticeably hotter as you head down that spiral.
Was that path only with their tracks, or
Um, that's actually a very good question, and I forgot to mention a detail. In addition to the tracks, there are telltale marks of a cart having been dragged. So just a pair of wheels.
I'm gonna actually keep going down then because I don't. It doesn't seem like they would use that, so I'm gonna assume either they would be the Dwergar are taking something from this area, or that's where their city is.
I think there's a bit of confusion. These aren't Dwergar tracks.
No, but there's a cart.
Yes, but the
So
the tracks along with the cart are not Dwergar
Oh yeah,
tracks.
yeah, I know.
Okay.
But like I'm assuming those things don't push carts. So
whatever those things are, or do you just know what they are?
I mean, I don't know what they are. They're four-legged things.
Their front legs have thumbs, so I mean, that's weird. You do notice that it appears that there's a group of 5 to 8 of them-ish, and you notice that the 2 who would be positioned to drag the cart seem to be doing so with their forelimbs.
Okay, so it was them. All right. Yeah. All right. Then. Yeah. Screw that. I'll go back. I'll follow where they went.
Okay. All right. So you spend like 2-3 minutes going down the spiral. All right. Fuck this shit. Head back.
Yeah.
And it takes you a total of about 10 minutes to catch up to them. Presumably quietly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll stealth.
I'm gonna use Shishbration. I've been rolling too good to not roll bad now.
Yeah.
What the fuck? First roll's a 19 again.
Wow.
Then a 4, so whatever. We'll say one of them could have been bad. So 25.
All right. So they definitely don't notice you as you come up behind them, and you see a group of. I actually need to count them because I did a big dumb and didn't write down how many of them there were. There are, in fact, 5 of them. 5 furry, hunched-over humanoids. And trailing about 20 feet behind them, a mind flayer, hovering 2 feet above the floor, floating along behind them. 2 of these furry, hunched-over humanoids are they're still hunched over, but they're sort of standing on 2 legs, and each of them is holding one of the spokes of a wagon, a 2-wheeled wagon that sits completely empty. It appears they're on their way to harvest something.
I mean, no one's gonna fuck with these guys, so I guess I'm gonna follow them for a little bit.
Alrighty. So as you follow them, you overhear a good deal of conversation between these furry creatures. And I really want to share art of them, but I don't have a handout for it because I didn't prepare that. But I'll just drop it in Roll20 chat, which means I need to open Roll20 chat.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
There we go. Did you say that's what you thought?
Yeah, I wasn't trying not to bad game.
Yeah. Yeah. So go ahead and roll nature, and let's see if you know what these are.
We got +0 to everything.
Wait, he has +0. Oh, he does have +0 in. Damn.
That's correct. 18.
All right, so you recognize these as Quaggoths. They are. They've always been Underdark denizens. For a long time, they were servants of the Drow, and then the Mind Flayers kind of swooped in, just sort of stole them. They are not very intelligent, and that makes them very susceptible to psionic domination, which makes them favored slaves of Mind Flayer. What?
Wasn't this in this? Was this in the Cerulean Sea or the Forgotten Sea?
This isn't the Forgotten. No, I think it was the Cerulean Gulf.
Huh. I mean, Mr. Nibbles hasn't been alive that long, but are tales of this squid face thing a thing, or?
Um, honestly, probably not. So when I say Mind Flayer, I'm mostly just describing that to Luke to tell you what it is. But it is in fact a squid-faced, purple, slimy skinned creature wearing a breastplate and a cloak, hovering 2 feet off the floor with his feet kind of dangling. What are you laughing at?
Okay, perfect. His bravery and stupidity are equivalent.
Charisma's actually -2, so
Yeah.
But yes, Mr. Nibbles has definitely never seen one of these or even heard of one of these things, and probably has no idea how dangerous they are. But you're assuming that nothing's gonna fuck with these things, so let's follow them and see where they go because I'm basically invisible. So they continue for a time, and you overhear a lot of conversation. Most of it, the vast majority of it, is in a language you don't understand, which is why I asked before we started. It's an undercommon. You do not understand it, but they speak a sort of pigeon common, if you will. Undercommon has a few words that sound like common, and you gather over the course of like half an hour to 45 minutes that they're on their way to harvest some brains. And these Quaggoths are very excited about it.
Okay.
And this floating creature is just silent the entire time. Have you've seen the Baldur's Gate 3 trailer, right?
Yeah.
How they're like floating with their like toes dangling. Yeah, that guy. The toes just dangling, just floating along. Yeah. Also, their feet are like 2 feet long.
That trailer is so good.
That trailer's so good. It makes no sense because Ceramorphosis takes place over the course of a week, but that's fine. That's fine. Artistic license.
Yeah.
So you're gonna keep following them, and you want to see where the hell they're going.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, assuming if they're getting brains, I can go to where the people are and maybe get out of here.
Alrighty. So as you're following them, after about 45 minutes to an hour, you finally reach what appears to be their destination. It's a cavern about 30 feet in diameter, but the ceiling is very low in places. It ranges from 5 to 10 feet. Honestly, from 4 to 10 feet. And in the middle of the cavern, sort of embedded in the stone, so the stone ceiling seems to be shaped around the top of it, and the stone floor is shaped around the bottom of it, is a lustrous cube of some silvery metal. And on the face of the cube facing you, there is a door about 3 feet tall and 8 inches wide.
What the fuck?
And without hesitation, these Quaggoths drag the cart right towards this doorway in this cube. And as they get close to it, they shrink down. And then the other 3 Quaggoths follow suit. They shrink down as they enter and disappear into the darkness. And finally the Mind Flayer enters and shrinks down into the darkness. And I just wanted to finish that moment before thanking Josh Kent08. Thank you for the gift sub. And welcome to the Gilded Troll Freely 17. Welcome to the gifted sub.
Okay. This cube, does the silvery metal look like the silvery metal of my armor?
It does, in fact. It appears to be made completely of mithril. And there are patterns carved into every inch of it. And I forget if I described this already, but the cube is 5 feet in each dimension.
Damn.
Were you wondering if you could steal it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I got 3 strength.
Yeah, no. You're also tiny, which halves your carry capacity. So in 4 strength. So you can carry 30 pounds?
Yeah.
A squirrel can carry 30 pounds?
It's got power.
You do have power armor, but a regular squirrel, like, what's the strength of a regular squirrel?
0.
Damn it.
I doubt there's a stat block.
There's no stat block for squirrel. Okay, let's look up a cat. What can a cat carry? Cats have 3 strength, so they can carry 22.5 pounds? I think
So
not.
a regular squirrel would have 2 like 2 strength then.
15 pounds? A squirrel can carry 15 pounds?
No, but I'm saying it has to be lower than what a cat.
No, I know, but I'm trying to get across the point that carry capacity for tiny creatures is dumb.
Yeah.
I think small creatures should have halved carry capacity and tiny should be quartered, but
I mean,
that would suck for halflings.
Yeah.
There's intricate carvings on the face of the cube that you can see from where you're at. What do you want to do?
I want to go touch it.
You want to touch it?
Besides the door, I want to see if there's any other
doorway, I should say.
Yeah, besides the doorway, I want to see if there's any other mechanisms going on.
Okay. So you're kind of going to fly around it and take a look at it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you notice as you're flying around, even with your passive investigation of 10, you notice that each of the faces of the cube that you can see, the top is completely embedded in the ceiling, and the bottom is completely embedded in the floor, so you can't see either of those faces. But each of the 4 faces has very different symbolism on it. And the face with the door on it is very clearly depicting Earth, sort of elemental Earth, that kind of symbolism. On the side opposite that, you want to take a guess?
Air?
No, it's water. I just wanted to fuck with you. On the side opposite the Earth face is water. On the other 2 sides, you want to take a guess?
Let's go with poison.
No, you're still wrong. I like your attempt to lateral thinking, but you lateraled the wrong direction. The other 2 sides depict light and darkness.
Okay.
And it's not even like anything specific. Like it's not like it's this darkness. It just kind of evokes feelings of these elemental forces, just earth, water, light, and dark.
Is it like on a swivel, or does the doorway only exist on one side?
The doorway only exists on one side. The earth face.
Okay. I'm gonna roll my eye through it first, and then I'll follow the eye.
Okay. So you roll the eyeball in, and as you roll it in, it shrinks. And it shrinks down significantly. And just sort of disappears into the darkness. There's like this impenetrable sort of darkness at the doorway, but it shrinks before it even crosses the threshold of the cube. So you're gonna follow it in.
Yep.
All right. So you follow it in, and fully expecting to shrink down, you just kind of fly in, and you don't shrink at all. And as you fly in and you cross this threshold of darkness, suddenly you can see inside of this cube, and you careen into a wall and just kind of bounce and clank, and you notice that you are suddenly a giant among this mind flayer and these quaggoths, and yet you are still dwarfed by a creature that fills the length of this cube. The interior of which seems to be a cavern like any other you've seen down here. And I'm going to go ahead and move you to a map.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Hang on, I didn't click the button. There we go. So you're 8 inches tall, as usual. The over here you can see the Mind Flayer, 1 inch tall. The Quaggoths with their cart, 1 inch tall. And a full 5 feet long, a massive spiked lizard lies on the floor, apparently dead. And you can see that the Quaggoths are already quick at work, swinging pickaxes at its skull. But as you careen into the wall and you clank against it with metallic noises, they take notice of you. Roll initiative.
Oh, shit.
In your relatively engorged state, you now have 150 hit points.
Awesome.
Your Force Blast does 4d12 damage.
Okay.
And your speeds are unchanged. Note that each square is 1 inch.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Alright.
So I'm going to go ahead and add Mr. Nibbles to the initiative tracker. And now I'll go ahead and add them to the initiative tracker.
Edit to I'm just going to do temp HP of 100. You said max HP is 120 now?
150.
150.
We got 1,500 bits from Amber. Oh God, Luke, please take another. I'm still scared. And then we've got 11. So that's gonna be 11, and that's gonna be 14. All right.
Nice.
So go ahead and get your initiative in.
Alright. Sheer inspiration.
I also spent sheer inspiration on both of my initiatives, so I should probably mark that.
17.
Damn it, you still go for it. I rolled like ass. On 4 dice, the highest I rolled was a 12.
Damn. I got a 7 and a 15.
So yeah, you still have 30-foot fly speed, and you still have a 30-foot reach on your weapon, and this entire area is 5 feet across.
I'm gonna just like raise both my arms out and be like, squeak squeakity motherfuckers.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna blast the Mind Flayer.
Alrighty. Make an attack roll.
Attack roll. We got a plus. It should be a plus.
It's +9. It's your spell attack modifier.
Oh, okay.
It's Remir's spell attack modifier.
That is a 15.
That is just enough to hit his 15 AC.
Oh, awesome. And you said 4d12.
4d12.
22. Plus my mod, or I mean plus.
Plus your 4. Oh, yeah.
Plus 4. So 35.
Wow. Okay. So you're 8 inches tall. He's 1 inch tall. Your beam is about 1 inch across, and you just hit him square in the everything, and kind of knock him back a little bit. But it seems whatever magic is keeping him aloft arrests his momentum quickly, and he is very angry at you.
Oh God.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna just like place myself in a manner that they can't get past me, so they can't get out the door.
So you're just blocking the door.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Done?
Yep.
Alright, so it is the Mind Flayer. What the? Oh, I forgot to sort initiative. So it is in fact the Quaggoths' turns. And they are all going to dash towards you. And they're going to dash a whopping... This place is not nearly as big across as I thought it was. 37? Oh, that's 37 squares. They don't have a 30... Okay. I was like, how the fuck? They can move 12 inches with a dash. I was like, what is going on here? Yeah, they can move 12 inches with a dash. And then this one needs to make his way down the ladder. And then he can get here. And then this one is also going to go down the ladder. And he doesn't make it nearly as far. The Quaggoths are moving as fast as they can to try and murder you. And the Mind Flayer casually flies his 12 inches. His whopping 12 inches. And then he is going to... Just barely in range. Love it. Mind Blast. Give me an intelligence saving throw.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
Oh, did you get the auto crit that Rammer just gave you?
Yeah. Wait, is it another one or?
Looks she's given you 2 this session.
Oh no, I only took the one. That's another one then. Yeah, I'll take that. Awesome. Thanks, Amber.
Thank you for quoting that, Steph.
All right. It's an int saving throw, right?
You're welcome.
Intelligence saving throw.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! I got 2 1s.
Gonna guess that fails.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be wow. I rolled 1, 2, 2, 2 for the damage. So it's gonna be 11 psychic damage, and you're stunned.
Yeah.
For a minute. You can repeat the save at the end of your turns. I didn't think he'd be able to hit you with that. So it's your turn. You're stunned. At the end of your turn, make an int save versus stunned.
I'm gonna use another cheerspiration.
All right. You're running out of cheers.
What the fuck? All right, there we go. 17.
That will barely save. So you're no longer stunned at the end of your turn. And the Quaggoths are going to move. They're gonna keep moving towards you. They are very far from you. All right, I'm just gonna move all of them. 12. Oh, that's 18. Jesus. Like I was just like, let me just drag them really far, and that'll be the right distance. And then it was 18 inches, and nope, they can move 12 inches. They're having a hard time. So we're gonna roll to recharge the Mind Blast.
No.
That's a 6. He's gonna Mind Blast you again. Give me an int save.
Yeah.
I rolled much better for damage.
Blow another inspiration.
Alright. You're gonna have to...
Fuck, what the fuck? This is all coming back. Oh, there we go. Okay, 18.
Okay, so you save. So you only take 9 psychic damage and you're not stunned.
9.
And then he is going to fly up on top of this thing's tail. And now it's your turn. And I know the token doesn't super get it across perfectly, but this thing is like laying on the ground.
Okay.
And by token, I mean the massive thing taking up most of your screen. But it is a token. It's on the token layer. Ooh, Kumi is now following. Thanks for the follow. Also, we got Cheerspiration from Proxima 3055. Let's go ahead and take that. Luke, use the Force.
I'm gonna use the Force. I'm gonna use my auto crit and hit that fucking Mind Flayer. I'm not trying to get Mind Blasted again.
Blast him in the face.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and roll damage. Let's see how horribly you kill him.
I'm just gonna use the dice real quick.
That seems reasonable. 8d12 plus 4 casually.
Yeah. Wizards, plus d8s, d12s. 8. Roll. 59 damage.
Okay, how does he die? You just blast a hole through him?
I'm gonna try and like stick my arm down and blast him up. I don't want to shoot the corpse of that thing.
Okay, I do want to point out that you have a fly speed of 30 feet.
Okay, yeah.
And this entire room is 5 feet. So you can literally fly across the room 6 times in your turn. So you can get to wherever you want.
Okay,
so you just fly to like diagonally under him, just fire up and just shoot him against the ceiling.
Yeah.
And this is force damage. I don't know why I'm thinking it's radiant damage, but it's force damage.
Yeah.
So you just hit him square in the chest and just throw him against the ceiling where he just kind of splats. Fitzchivalry is raiding with a party of 4. You just missed the Mind Flayer getting exploded against the ceiling. As his blood and viscera explode across the ceiling, you notice that there is about a 1-foot diameter hole in the ceiling of this cube. And it seems to extend upwards. You know not where. What would you like to do?
Since I have all this movement, I'm gonna look under this. Oh wait, is this beast thing like?
It's like laying on the ground. Yeah.
God damn it.
It appears that its right arm is propped up so that they can get the wagon. Oh, I forgot to put the wagon behind it. Oops. Yeah, like I had the wagon on top of its hand, but
Yeah.
they have its arm propped up so that they can get the wagon near the scaffold, so that they can essentially just mine out chunks of brain and like heave them off into the wagon.
But by the way, is there already brain mined out of this thing?
So it appears that they are when you got here, the minute they were in here before you, they were mining out the skull of this thing.
Okay.
So they haven't gotten through the skull yet. We got a sub from Classy Librarian. Welcome back to the Gilded Troll, Jenny. The 4th month. God damn. Been so long. Thanks for being here. Welcome back to the Gilded Troll.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna come back to this exit and lock the way so the Quaggoths can't get out.
All right. So you're just gonna physically block the door.
Yep.
Alrighty. So let's grab some Quaggoth tokens. So let me delete the Mind Flayer token real quick. And then I'll grab the Quaggoth tokens.
Oh God.
What's up?
How many times bigger than them am I? I'm 8 times bigger than them.
Something like that, yeah.
So, like, what would it take for me to move one of them?
Very little.
Okay.
So 3 of them are able to get right next to you, and that's their entire fucking turn. It's your turn. They've dashed 3 times to get to you, and they're now swarming your feet.
I don't. This is probably too evil to do. I was gonna take them and drown them.
Wow.
Okay. I don't want to get attacked by 3, so I'm gonna. I did nature on them. Can they climb?
Yes, they can climb. That's why you found their footprints on walls.
Oh yeah. How tall is the ceiling?
The ceiling's about almost 5 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna disengage and fly up.
Okay. So you just fly right up the fucking ceiling.
Yep.
All right. And then presumably you're just gonna wait for them because they obviously don't have a ranged weapon or anything like that. They run. They just run out the fucking door.
Okay.
You killed their leader. They just fucking run. They're probably very happy that you just freed them. And they were quite likely only swarming your ankles because you were in the way. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
They sounded happy about the whole brain prospect, so I was like,
It's definitely the least shitty job that you can get in the Mind Flayer colony. So you they run. They flee. That's them. Congratulations, you killed the Mind Flayer. With a fucking auto crit to the chest. How much did you? It was like 59 or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so that wouldn't have one shot him. But it along with your first hit, he died. He very died.
Now Mr. Nibbles knows what it's like to have phenomenal cosmic power.
And now he wants more.
Yeah.
So you.
Is that a hole under the tail?
Is there a hole under the tail? I think it's a mushroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So first things first, I'm gonna go into this little outcropping to the right, and what's that on the left, like this wall?
Hang on. So I'm gonna go back to the scene. So that is very clearly a bed. It is very crude. It's made of what looks like chewed up mushrooms, with just linen cloth thrown over it. Probably the Quaggoth's bed. If you had to guess, they probably work in shifts in the process of mining out this thing's skull. It's got a thick skull.
Yeah.
It's got a very thick skull. So they probably would have been here for several days.
The Mind Flayer, I just blasted him across the room. Does he have, I don't know if I can check his person with my size, but I want to see if he has anything.
Which part of his person would you like to check? He's in pieces. You've kind of liquefied him.
Anything that wasn't liquefied, that's what I want to see if I can find. Dangling.
Okay, what are you looking for specifically?
like any kind of like notes on what this place is or what this thing is or anything?
Okay. So you do find, as in the aftermath. One second. We got a treat for the Floof Queen. She's waking up. She's walking over. She's doing all right. She's very tired. You want to come up? We got a treat. Whoa. Okay. Just jump right up. You don't care. We got a treat right here. Take a bite. Yeah. Yeah, we got a treat for the Floof Queen. So in the aftermath, there's just this piece of paper that seems to have shrunk along with him. That is essentially slowly falling the effectively 300 feet. Because everything in here you can gather from the height of the Quaggoths, from the size of the viscera of the Mind Flayer, that everything in here seems to have shrunk by a factor of 60.
Yeah.
Except you, for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason.
Yes, the queen shall be fed. Thank you, Lethal Sandwich, for the treat for the Floof Queen. So yeah, you do find a piece of paper, and on it you find what appears to be some kind of braille. It's just a series of dots.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna pocket that somehow. I have
just shove it in your armor.
Yeah.
Do you perhaps collect your eyeball?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna keep it near the entrance. I'll grab it when I leave.
Okay. There is that hole in the ceiling too.
Yeah. I wanted to. I don't know if this is gonna actually work. I want to try and roll this creature.
You say try and roll it?
Yeah.
Like just shove it on its side.
Yeah, like somehow either like grab one of its spines and like get an angle on it to use my weight to pull it over or something. Because I want to see if there's an exit on the bottom. Because if there's things on every single face and there's an exit up top now, I wanted to see if there's a hole under it.
Okay. So you use leverage and you kind of push it far enough. You don't get it on its side per se, because the spikes on its shell keep it from fully laying on its side. But you get it diagonal enough to reveal the middle of this area, and there's no hole in the floor.
Damn it. Alright. I'm gonna take like the very tip of his horn and I'm gonna blast the crap out of it like for like a bunch of times so I can break it off and take it.
Okay, so you just want to take a fragment of his horn?
Yeah, the smallest I can because I know it's gonna get 60 times bigger. So as small as I can get. Yeah.
Alright, so you use your blasters, which are hilariously large at this point. You just fire right at the tip and it shatters. And you pick up a tiny little fragment, something hopefully small enough that once it weighs, what is 60 times 60 times? 216,000 times what it does now, that you can still carry it. So you find like a tiny little speck of it, and even as you're sifting through this detritus to find the smallest fragment, you notice that the tip of the spike has already grown back.
Shit. Okay. All right. Hey, yeah, I'll grab the smallest piece and then
You also notice you also would notice that the excavation where they were digging in through its skull, its flesh has already healed completely over.
Oh shit! So they may have already had some brain, but it just healed back already.
It seems that every time they take its brain, they have to dig back through its skull again.
Yeah.
And then the brain grows back.
Yeah. I mean, you would think there'd be easier ways, just like get a troll.
I don't think most trolls can regenerate their brain or their head or anything.
Oh, okay.
Dire trolls can regenerate new heads. Those are much rarer. But when you find this thing...
Yeah!
You stop searching.
Yeah. I'm surprised it wasn't like an elder brain or something in here.
Well, if you had gone the other way, down that spiral...
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. Oh.
I was like, hold up, let me just remember back to Nizarillion. What did that
Yeah.
city look like?
Yep. Yeah. Oh God, if I went down there and did all that. All right. I guess I will. Yeah, I guess I'll take the shard and then I'll take my eyeball and I will go all the way up.
All right, so you're gonna go up through the ceiling.
Yeah.
All right, so you find that once you go out the ceiling of this cube, you find yourself in what appears to be like a ventilation shaft of some sort. It almost looks like something very, very hot blasted a hole through the ground, either from the top or the bottom. But you can actually see like melted stone in places. Like the stone actually kind of like ran down the walls before hardening again.
Yeah.
And it's otherwise this nearly perfect cylinder for several hundred feet. And then you reach a kind of membrane, a sort of gooey, mucusy barrier above you.
Like, can I see through it, or?
Yep.
Does it just look like a cave through it, or
so past the mucusy membrane, you can see a second mucusy membrane.
Damn it.
And then between the opacity of the two of them, it's hard to tell what's past.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Just, so as you shoot it, you blast a hole through it, and then it just slowly starts sealing itself back up.
I'm gonna shoot it and then try and fly through.
All right, so you shoot it and you fly through it, and it seals behind you, and it appears there's about a 2-foot gap between the two of them, and then through the one above you, you can see that it's kind of dipping a little bit, and you can see that there's water weighing on it.
Like enough to like flood me down, or? Okay, I'm gonna shoot the one below me, then shoot the one above me, and stay next to the wall.
Okay. So you move to the side and you just pew pew, and this stream of water pours down, not with an incredible force, but it's definitely a significant torrent for about 12 to 15 seconds before both of the membranes just close again.
God damn it! Now I gotta go through water. Okay, I'll do it again, but then I'll try and follow through.
Right, so you just blast a hole in the membrane above you and then fly into the water.
Yeah, I won't blast the one below me. Maybe it'll do like an equilibrium thing, and then I can just, it won't have to worry about torrent or anything.
That is in fact exactly what happens. You blast a hole, it kind of fills this chamber, this airlock, if you will, and then it equalizes, and then you can just fly through it with impunity.
Nice.
So you just fly up.
Yep.
All right. So as you continue flying up through this water, you fly up, just straight up, for several hundred feet, probably a mile. And as you're flying up through this water, it slowly becomes murkier and murkier and more goo-like, and more opaque and more difficult to see through. I just want to pull something up to double check. 70, no, not quite. Where are we at? I have just confirmed that the Island of the Fates is in the Cerulean Gulf. Yeah. So as you're going up, it's just getting more. If Mr. Nibbles has a functioning olfactory sense, more fetid.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just keep going on through.
All right. So after probably 20 minutes of just flying straight up, thank you for the sub, Gingerwood Souls. Welcome to the Gilded Troll.
Hey.
Welcome back to the Gilded Troll. Thanks for the resub. And can't speak, so you're not wrong. So as you finally break the water, and if he needed to breathe, it would be the first breath of fresh air in half an hour. As he reaches the surface of the water, you find yourself on the island of the Fates, outside of 3 caverns, hovering just above a fetid pond at the center of the island. And then you rejoin your creator and his friends.
Yep.
And that's where we're going to end this.
Awesome.
You didn't die. Congrats.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't fucking rush anything and try and fucking steal something from the mind flayer beforehand.
That probably would have sucked. Yeah, Tim, you got here at the end. You're going to have to watch the VOD. So just in case it wasn't incredibly evident, that massive lizard thing was the Tarrasque.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Just making sure. So it was in that minimus containment. It was 5 feet long. At a scale of 1/60th, that would make it 300 feet long normally. Does he still have the Hag's Eye? He does. He has the Hag's Eye. So he has this eyeball that Mr. Nibbles doesn't know jack shit about, but we can find out whether or not the players know anything about it next time on Dungeons and Dragons, which is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions? Any clarification on what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. I don't know how to ask it without like trying to destroy your whole DM prep, so I didn't want to like go into that because like people can go see that if they see it. But factions wise, we're like I know Dwergar and Mind Flayers are usually like Dwergar are subservient to Mind Flayers. Were they subservient to this Mind Flayer?
I don't know that there's any way that you would have discerned one way or the other, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying if I took that route and didn't get caught or anything and went that way, would I have to end up going with the Mind Flayer? Or would it have been a different situation? Okay. Yeah.
Schedule. Good job, Jordan. Schedule. Yes. So thanks for joining us for this one shot, The Adventures of Mr. Nibbles. It was about as long as I hoped it would be. I was afraid that it would take half an hour because Luke has a tendency to just rush through things. The final combat went way faster than I thought it would. In hindsight, it was a mistake to make the Mind Flayer much closer to you than the Quaggots. Because I should have had the Quaggots sort of swarm you, and then you'd have to like blast them down individually before killing the Mind Flayer. Because let's be honest, the Mind Flayer was the only threat.
Yeah.
He was able to like fly and attack from a distance, and stun. Yeah, that sucked. But yeah, I had a lot of fun writing this, and thank you, Andy, for helping me write this. Andy the Mathematician. Can we get a shout out for Andy? Thanks, Steph. So if you want to see the campaign that all of this is happening as a side quest to, check us out on Saturdays when we play Odyssey of the Dragon Lords at 4 p.m. EST, and you can see Mr. Nibbles as the homunculus servant of Remir, who Luke plays. We also play Curse of Strahd on Sundays at 1 p.m. EST and Rime of the Frost Maiden on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. EST. And then I do my DM prep for Odyssey and Curse of Strahd on Thursdays at 6 p.m. EST. And Andy does DM prep over on his channel at 8 p.m. EST on Saturdays for Rime of the Frost Maiden. His channel being Andy the Mathematician. It's like mathematician with a G. If you're watching this on Twitch, please check out our YouTube. We have every single episode we ever streamed. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please check out our Twitch, where we're live 4 or 5 many days a week. We also have a Discord, Twitter, and an Instagram. You know what those things are for. Discord's for talking to people. Twitter's for announcements and opinions. And Instagram's for I don't know,
Pictures.
lifestyle pictures. Yeah, it's for pictures. It's mostly dog pictures. Yes, the Tarrasque is a side quest. That's true. The Tarrasque is a side quest.
Yeah, big shout out to Ian for running a one-on-one session. Like that's way more like heavy on the DM being have to constantly answer questions and constantly be in control of everything and not having so much the player dynamic to play off of and like the interaction and everything from the players themselves to like
Yeah.
lead the session sometimes can be super
Thanks.
difficult. So thanks for all the work.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was absolutely a pleasure DMing for you. I think you're less chaotic one-on-one, which is interesting.
Well, I feel like I have to be the chaotic leader.
Right.
There's no chaos in the party without me, so if
Right.
I'm by myself, I can tone it down a little bit.
Right. But no, it was really funny. Like as you said, like sometimes the DM gets to let the players just sort of run things. And I actually like I was in chat or I was like in my notes. I can't remember what I was doing, but I was like handling something like on my own. And you asked me a question, and then I was like, I don't know, roll a die. And then you gave me the result, and I was like, what was your question? And usually I can get away with that kind of thing, either by like moving to another player or you know just. Relying on context clues, but there were no context clues. It's just you and me. So yeah, I had a lot of fun here. And yeah, please join us tomorrow for Odyssey when all of this information will be revealed to the Odyssey party in character, and they can react to it. Maybe make some knowledge checks to see what the fuck they know about.
Yeah, come find out what we use the Tarrasque horn to make.
Oh yeah, you have a chunk of Tarrasque horn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to figure out what the fuck that's for. So yeah, thank you for being here. And do I have anyone to raid? Does anyone I follow stream
L2.
on? What's that?
L2's live.
L2's live?
And we get to raid him for once.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna raid L2S Entertainment. He's doing some world building. Ooh, he's still doing the Skull Archipelago. Check out L2S Entertainment. He's a fantastic dude, and he's doing world building, but chat gets to build the world. So go ahead and join. Pick an island in this archipelago and decide what's on it. It's a blast. So thank you everyone for being here. And as soon as this raid timer counts down, I'm gonna hit the raid button, and then I'll say goodbye. But thank you everyone for being here, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.